Friendships are a cornerstone of a fulfilling life, but not all friendships are made equal. In fact, some friendships can actually bring us down and can be detrimental to our lives, while other friendships can help us feel deeply connected, secure, and confident in who we are, and have an ability to thrive for the long haul. So, in today's video, we are going to talk about the differences between the not so great friendships and the really empowered friendships. And in particular, we'll talk about key pillars of creating secure friendships. And we'll also spend a good bit of time talking about how to vet for the right people in your friendships. I find that oftentimes we don't do our due diligence when it comes to actually making sure we're clear on what we're looking for in friendships. And so, how can we possibly build a friendship that is meaningful to us? It's almost like going online and applying for any job you see on Indeed or the top 20 jobs you see on Indeed, rather than actually having intention behind what type of job you're looking for and how you want to apply to that job and why that job will matter to you. So, we're going to talk a lot about that, all in sort of the vein of how to create secure friendships. And I will also tell you some really important information you need to know at the end that may surprise you about friendships overall. If you're new here, by the way, my name is Gibson. I create daily content videos or almost daily content videos all about the subconscious mind, psychology, attachment styles in particular. And we talk a lot about how to empower our relationships because we don't get a lot of meaningful information about healthy relationships growing up. And hopefully, this can be a place where you educate yourself on how relationships can be done, especially as it relates to integrated attachment theory. So, one thing you really want to start off by understanding in this video in particular is that friendships have 6 stages too. We talk a lot about romantic relationships on this channel. We talk a lot about how there's the vetting stage of relationships or kind of dating stage. Then we go into the honeymoon stage, power struggle stage, stability, commitment, and bliss stages, according to the work of Dr. Susan Johnson. And these stages of our relationship each have rites of passage that are required. For example, to go from the dating stage to the honeymoon stage, we really have to be able to vet somebody. We have to see if we are a good fit for their lives. We have to also see what our standards are, our non negotiables are, and if this person is a good fit for us. In fact, when it applies to friendships in particular, one of the most important things you want to know is that we have to actually vet friendships to increase the chances that we have really successful, thriving connections. There was a really in depth study done out of the UK about 5 years ago, and they were doing a huge study on loneliness and what actually creates loneliness. And one of the biggest findings out of this huge study was that it actually has to do with our quality of connection that prevents loneliness rather than quantity of connection. In other words, they found that people in this study had tons and tons of friends, certain individuals. But if they didn't have high quality friendships, they didn't have a certain degree of vulnerability, openness, authentic connection, trust, feel seen and known for who they really are in these friendships, people could have ample friends but still feel lonely. And sort of along that same vein, what you would also see is if people had one or two really close, meaningful relationships, they would report not being nearly as lonely as people who had a low quality connection, even if they had a high quantity of relationships. So, in our dating stage or vetting stage of friendships, we have to figure it out what it is that we're actually looking for. What are the traits and qualities you're looking for? What are the non negotiables? An example of this could be you're not willing to have a friendship where you don't hash out conflict, right? If you're just always sweeping things under the rug, maybe that's a non negotiable for you for the type or quality of friendship you would like to have, because eventually there's going to be a misunderstanding in a friendship, even if that takes time. And you want to know that you can trust in this relationship for both of you to be able to easily and healthily resolve this. Another non negotiable for somebody could be something like, I don't want constant conflict in friendships. I want a friendship that's harmonious, that's easy, that's simple, where we can have this really meaningful connection, but that we're not arguing about things all the time. Or we don't find ourselves competing with each other all the time, could be another good non negotiable, because that can really create toxic friendships for people. So you want to get really clear here in terms of what you're looking for in a friendship. This is actually a really important first step to creating a secure friendship. And once you're clear about your non negotiables or your standards, the things that you're looking for, another great way to empower a friendship is to look for what similar interests and needs you have. We have a really in-depth course that you can check out fully for free for 7 days. I'll put the link down below. And not to go off topic too much here, but just it really applies to this in general. And it's all about how to understand your subconscious needs. We all have these subconscious needs that drive us individually. And when you can find out what they are for you can start designing your life around them and you'll feel more fulfilled on a regular basis. As an example, big needs for me are emotional connection, personal growth, spirituality, achievement in terms of career has been important for me. Freedom is important to me, health. So, I have these, needs. And when I connect with other people who have similar needs, I can talk for hours with somebody immediately. I just click with somebody. And this is not just the case for me, this is the case for everybody. Once you understand what your personality needs are, what you'll actually find is that because you naturally light up when you're tapping into these needs, you naturally become really present, really inquisitive. You understand a lot more in those particular areas. What you'll see is that when you can align your personality needs with other people who have similar personality needs, and you can really spend time actually going, okay, these are my personality needs. I know what they are. Where am I likely to meet other people with similar personality needs? What happens is that this meeting and building of friendships feels less mechanical. It feels like it flows. It's easier because usually when you have these deep personality needs in alignment with each other, it's so much easier to have so much in common that's deeply meaningful to each of you at a subconscious level, which just makes the building of friendships a lot easier to do. So that can be a really important thing to tap into in regards to understanding your personality needs. And once you know your personality needs, you don't want to just be like, okay, my personality needs are emotional connection, personal growth, spirituality, etc. You want to be able to sit there and go, where am I going to find people who have similar personality needs? Oh, there's a meetup group, down the street from me in my area that meets on Tuesday evenings. I'm going to try that. I'm going to go there. And what you're going to find is it's just easier to build those relationships. So having secure friendships, that's a really important part to start off with. I'm going to give you 3 more pieces of important information around secure friendships. Another really important thing we have to do is when we get into the honeymoon stage of friendships, we have to be able to decide like what level of closeness a relationship belongs at. I talk a lot about in the personal development school how we have 5 levels of closeness in relationships. Level 1 is like no contact. This more applies to like family members if you have a really, or maybe exes, people that you have to stay no contact with for a number of personal reasons that may be based on your individual experience. Number 2 is low level contact. This is level 2. It's like you may have a little bit of contact here and there with somebody, like maybe every few months, a few times a year. Level 3 is moderate and fairly consistent contact. Maybe you speak to somebody once a month regularly, or touch base here or there throughout the month over text message, for example. Level 4 is consistent close contact, and level 5 is like your trusted, most close people, right? Consistent close contact for level 4 could be weekly contact. Level 5 is like very regular, deep contact. And meaning you share everything, you're very open, you have a lot of trust. Now, a lot of our pain in relationships comes from expecting a relationship to fulfill a level that it's not compatible with. For example, maybe you go into a friendship, you're building a new friendship, you're looking for a level 5 friend, you're looking for somebody who's like super available. And maybe even though you really click with somebody, they're only available for a level 3 because they have 2 new kids that are very young, they have a new job, and they have a very busy life taking care of other family members. You may love this person, you may both click, but if you're constantly pushing for a level 5 and that person's not available for that, it's gonna cause pain. So a really important component here of building this secure friendship is being able to see and assess what level are we both available for, and how can we find some harmony at this level for the person who's the least available, okay? If if somebody's only available for a level 3, it's gonna be really hard to push them to a level 5. Usually the level 5 person is going to have to take a couple steps back to the level 3. Not because we can't have those standards and require those things in friendships. It's just that if somebody can't give you more than what they're available for, you don't want to keep pushing them. It's just going to cause destruction. You want to understand where they're available and you want to move into, okay, if I'm seeking a level 5 friendship here, who in my life is available for that, right? And that can be where it's really meaningful and you can build momentum. Another few things that are really important as you go into future stages of friendships is that every friendship has a power struggle stage. There's no way around it. And you want to make sure that in the power struggle stage to move through it, you are able to communicate vulnerably about what hurts you or affects you, validate each other's feelings, and make sure that you are able to empathize with each other's perspectives. If you can do these major things, it's going to help you move through the power struggle stage of friendship much more easily and then easily progress into the next stages, which are all about stability, commitment, and bliss. Really having those lifelong, thriving friendships where you really, really understand each other. So, hopefully, this is helpful for you. If you want more content about secure friendships overall, friendship building, how to find friends in your area, anything like that, that can be supportive for you just on this journey, because of course, our attachment style very much affects our friendship, please let me know in the comments down below. And I'm happy to create more videos about this. Again, if you want to check out that personality needs course for free, you could also use that link in the description box. And thank you so much for watching. If you're enjoying this channel, please consider liking, sharing, subscribing for daily content. And I can't wait to see you in future videos.